Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather and this is Create Your Own Cozy. Today I am going to work on some thrift flips. Basically flipping stuff that people no longer wanted and turning it into something that I can use around my house. It was a amazing smelling candle from Home Goods, but one of the reasons I bought it is because I liked the size and the texture. So I'm going to give this a facelift because the shine has always been a little bit too shiny for me. I'm going to try a white wax on top of terracotta. This was $2 at a thrift store. And I'm going to use this for a plant container. And it's going to look really good when I'm done with it. This I'm going to put on my front porch because my front porch is on the north side of my house with a front porch, so it does not get very good sun, and from the road you can't tell when things are fake. So I'm just going to update the bottom of this with probably white and put it out on the front porch and trick people into thinking I can keep a fern alive and thriving. This came with it. I don't know whether I'm going to put this on the porch or not, but that is an ugly red color. Didn't realize how red it was till I got out in sunlight, but that's not a big deal because I'm going to paint that probably white. We will see. This is a really cool find. It was $3. It's painted white, and it's not painted white well. Ideally, I'd like it to be like a wood look, so I might try a dry brush technique to kind of make it look wood again and maybe add some color to it. To just have a little plant stand in the house. This was $3 at a thrift store. These guys are for my house. I've always wanted like big chunky candle holders. So my plan was to paint them, and they rolled around in the back of my car, and they're resin, so they both snapped right here. But as you can tell, I used E6000 overnight. I just kind of put them upside down with the heaviness of the piece way down on that. And it is staying together quite well. There's only one little spot where a chip came out. So I'm probably going to do some type of, I don't know, like any type of repair thing just to kind of cover up that little hole. I don't think it'll be able to tell once it's painted. So I've got a lot of fun little projects I'm going to do today. I feel like accomplishing something, so I think that's why I came up with so many. But I'm just gonna, I'm going to do, and I'm going to create, and I am going to be proud of myself with what I come up with. So I hope you enjoy, and thanks for watching. For my first project, I'm going to revamp this old candle. I'm adding 2 layers of the Rust-Oleum chalked paint. The first coat didn't cover super well, but don't lose hope, just keep going and you'll get a nice full coverage. My next step was to add some white wax. Now, this particular white wax has been drying a little yellow on top of whites, and I'm not a super fan of that, but I knew I was going to be adding another step to this, so I didn't mind it so much. I added the wax for a protection for the piece from fingerprints and to kind of make the piece not feel so chalky. Next, I take a nice dry paper towel and wipe off the excess wax. It allows it to dry a little quicker and allows you to kind of buff the piece so that there's a nice soft finish. Finally, to add a little bit of darkness, I took my antique wax and water concoction mix and just put it on top of the piece and let it kind of darken it. It kind of reminded me of like a paper sack. the crinkles and the darker white, but I think it turned out nice. Don't forget to rub off the excess. For the next project, I'm going to work on this faux fern. First thing I did was put it in a high bun with a rubber band so that the leaves would not get paint on it. The next thing is I took that Rust-Oleum white paint and only put one coat, but made sure I got it really into the groove so that it was white all the way down to the dark oranginess to cover up that color I didn't like. My plan in the end is to sand back the higher parts of the basket so there's a light colored basket poking through the deep white color. I think this project greatly improved with its very quick paint job. Here I'm sanding with probably a 220 grit sandpaper, just really light to let the basket come through the white and kind of show the shape of the basket. Now I'm on to this red plant stand, and I'm not gonna lie, this guy is not my favorite. Just after cleaning it, I got some bleed through, as you can see here, some pink all over, and this was the second round. So it caused a few too many steps, but I'm gonna keep on keeping on with this. First step was to spray it with just a white spray paint. I did 2 coats of this to try to just get a base coat, but as you can see, after going to green, it just was bleeding through. Oh, the bleed through. So I shellacked once, then I shellacked twice, and even did 3 times in some spots and still had some trouble. So I just went ahead and painted over the white with green. I couldn't decide what color I wanted this guy to be, quite honestly. I almost threw in the towel because these legs were not my favorite. But I was making the best of it and figured I could just sell it. There's someone out there that'll love it. So I'm just going over with a bunch of green to give it solid coverage. Now here I am dry brushing that same white chalk paint on the top. I was not happy with just the green. It was boring me. So I just did a dry brush, very light coverage, thinking I would somehow rub that back so you can see the green underneath. Again, keep doing steps on this piece until I liked it better and better. I did not show the part where I took this to my kitchen, wiped it down with a damp washcloth because I was irritated by it, and a lot of the white paint came off just so it looked like a white wash, and I'm actually pretty happy with the final outcome. I then sanded some of the edges, which I expect some of the red to come through, but it didn't. It came out brown, so I made the best of it. Let me know in the comments below what you think of my problem child project. My next project is the terracotta pot that I wanted to do like a French country look to. I took that same problem white wax that really is a yellowy wax and put it all over this pot. Then I went through and grabbed a dry paper towel and just tried to rub down so that the wax was only stuck on slightly on the surface and then deep into the crevices. But this is not the look I was going for. So I came up with another plan. Decided to grab that same white paint and do a dry brush type technique or a whitewash and just put a little bit of paint on the brush and just drag it so that the white came out more and it's less yellow. And that's kind of the look I was going for. I then rubbed out some of the high spaces so it wasn't as dark. Finally, a project that took way less time than I thought it would. I decided to give this a try before getting out any other paint. I took the paint job I already had, took probably 80 grit sandpaper on my orbital sander and just worked that really tough paint off. It was on there pretty well, but I saw that it had chipped already and wondered what it looked like as if it all had chipped. And I'm really happy with how easy this was to make the way I wanted it. Now for my favorite transformation. These repaired guys, I did not catch it on video, but I painted them 3 whole times with white because it didn't quite cover up that darkness as well as I wanted it to. Now what I'm taking is this green chalk paint and just dry brushing this on as I see fit. There was no rhyme or reason. I just added green because I want this to have a bunch of dimensions. Next came the fun part, the wet distressing. Baby wipes. They are very important to have in your craft spaces. Anyway, I took baby wipes and basically just scrubbed off both layers of paint. The dark came through and it made it look like these were not just painted 5 minutes ago, but have been around for a while and had a story to tell. A big thing to remember, and I think something that you can see better now that these are a different color, is to grab each of the special areas, like the round circles around, the little bubbles that bubble out, the little leaves at the bottom, like give them each definition so you can see the shapes, like even at the bottom. Just show those little lines on the bottom so that it looks way more interesting than it did when it was all one color. These right here are my favorite project of this video. So that's the end of this video. Let me know in the comments below which of these projects are your favorite. Do you like the terracotta with the whitewash, or the white with a little bit of brown over it? Do you like this crazy plant stand that, listen, it still has pink, I'm done. Or this basket that has a whole new look, it's not orange anymore. Or this plant stand that someone already started and I just finished up. Let me know what your favorites are, and don't forget to like my channel, subscribe, and any comments or likes helps my channel grow and show other people that this is content that people can enjoy. In addition, make sure you head over to Instagram and like my Create Your Own Cozy page. I am attempting to learn this new platform and possibly going to be selling some of my stuff on there. I just need more traffic to be able to do that. So, oh, also, do you like the green undertones? I really like the green undertones, but would you want that in your house? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching and supporting me, and I'll see you next week.